Hi Efren, this is Professor Cooks. I'm looking at your submission for the topic and research question. And your research question is, could there be a way to communicate with other animals, sign language, etc.? And how could it benefit us in the future? So great question, one that scientists have been grappling with for a long time. So let's see what the library resources can do to help us do preliminary research on this topic. I'm going to go to the library website, and for week 2 you are going to be doing a few assignments that are going to help to kind of dig deeper with your questions and also to formulate questions so that it gives more information. A lot of times we phrase our questions in such a way that yes or no could answer it. But let's see if we can figure out some other ways to phrase the question so that it's more succinct in getting us what we want to have. So what I would do is start off with the library catalog. Eventually we're going to get to the reference sources, but I want to show you something first. Click on Advanced Search, and then let's put in some subject terms that we know we would use for this topic. I'm going to start off by changing the search index to subject for this first search term. And I'm going to put in human and animals. I capitalize and. That's a Boolean term. You may know about that already, but we're going to get deeper into what Boolean operators are and what they do. In this particular case, when I make this search, I want information that's going to talk about both animals and humans, ideally their communication together. And then for the second field, I'm also going to click on subject, and I'm going to type in communication. And we'll come down here. We need to change libraries worldwide to Woodbury University Library so that we're looking for sources that we have access to. I'm keeping it at Woodbury University Library because I want to see both the physical resources that Woodbury has as well as any digital articles. So I'm going to keep it at Woodbury University Library and click on Search. And something that I want you to be aware of, why this search is helpful to start off with, is that I want to know what is a library term, what is a Library Congress term that's used for this topic. So right here, talking to animals, how you can understand animals and they can understand you. Straight on target as to what your topic is about. So what I want to know is, how is this book categorized in the Library of Congress terminology? And I see the very first term, the very first subject header, human-animal communication. I'm going to write that down because I know if I use that phrase as a search term, it's really going to do a good job in bringing up articles, books, etc. on what my topic is about. And you'll see other sources in here. It's focusing on books. Let's say that I really want to look at articles. I'll come over here to my filters on the left and I will click on article. But remember, every time you make a well, it's not true. I was going to say every time you make a change, sometimes the held by library changes, but it didn't this time. And then you'll see more articles that may or may not relate to this topic. Be sure to go through other pages and not just stick with the first page. Sometimes we have a tendency to just look on the first page and not other pages. But if we did that, this article that says dog-human connection, we would miss out on if we didn't continue to look through all of the pages. For the purpose of this video, I want to skip now to the library databases. Now that I have a great term to use, I want to go to the databases, to my reference databases, and see if I can't do some basic preliminary research on my topic. I'm going to go to the second drop-down box and select reference. We have 8 reference databases to do this type of research. You know, at Woodbury, we really don't have a lot of, we don't have any majors that focus in on animal sciences, but we do have this one, Science in Context. I'm going to click on Science in Context, and then I'm going to type in my subject header that I discovered from the library catalog search we did, and type in exactly as was listed, human-animal communication. And from here, I'll see a number of different academic journals, news articles, reference articles, magazines, videos on my topic. Look at these resources from this reference database, and that should give you a good basic understanding of what has already been discovered about the topic that you want to write about. Maybe instead of saying, could there be a way to communicate with animals and how could it benefit us in the future, you'll find from your research perhaps that we already know that there is a way that we as humans are able to communicate with animals. So maybe we don't need to do more research on that. And perhaps we can combine the 2 sections of your question to be something like, how can communication with animals benefit humans? But start reading more into your resources. You may see other questions that come up. You might find a specific animal that you want to know more about and want to narrow down your question about that. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope this is helpful. See you tomorrow.